You know, winning the World Cup is the absolute pinnacle of athletic achievement. I mean, there's nothing bigger. But in the modern era, lifting that golden trophy doesn't actually guarantee a dynasty. Honestly, it kind of guarantees a curse. Today, in this explainer, we're going to dive into a phenomenon so repetitive and frankly so devastating that it literally has fans and analysts questioning logic itself.
Because it makes perfect sense, right? You assemble the greatest players of a generation, you build the absolute best team, you conquer the globe on the biggest stage imaginable, and naturally, you expect total dominance to follow. You've got the momentum, the talent, the title of world champions. The footballing world is pretty much at your feet.
But that's not what happens. Instead of a dynasty, a dark, really destructive pattern emerges. So why does reaching the absolute summit act as a catalyst for spectacular, humiliating failure just 4 years later? It's this haunting anomaly that has cast a massive shadow over the sport for the last 2 decades. Let's jump right into the data. Part 1, the evidence, a strange pattern. Look at this. The pattern is completely inescapable. Between 1998 and 2018, we see this 20-year graveyard of champions being established. France, Italy, Spain, Germany, they all reached the mountaintop, and then they all inexplicably collapsed at the very next tournament. So, is this just a statistical coincidence, or is there an actual curse haunting football's biggest prize? That is 4 of the greatest European dynasties in modern history suffering the exact same humiliating fate. And remember, these weren't just good teams, these were generation-defining squads that were just dismantled in an instant, exactly 1 tournament after reaching the summit. It's crazy. So let's look closer at the victims. Part 2, the 4 fallen champions. You can map the devastation straight across 4 distinct eras: 2002, 2010, 2014, and 2018. It all started with a team that had completely shocked the world, setting off this chain reaction that literally nobody saw coming. Let's look at the very first domino to fall. France. They rode into 2002 on this incredible high from their '98 triumph, carrying the weight of an entire nation. But they were plagued by injuries to key players, they buckled under those crushing expectations, and they suffered a stunning group stage elimination without scoring a single goal. Not one! At the time, well, the world just wrote it off as a bizarre fluke, right? A one-time disaster. But it wasn't a fluke. Italy followed their heroic 2006 glory with an absolutely agonizing collapse in 2010. Their aging squad just couldn't keep up with the modern pace, which exposed severe tactical flaws. So another defending champion, another humiliating group stage exit. And this stunning repetition set the stage for a team that many of us believed was simply unbeatable. Then came Spain, the undisputed masters of the beautiful game. I mean, their tiki-taka style resulted in total global dominance. They strung together historic European Championship success and a 2010 World Cup. Yet in 2014, that entire illusion of invincibility was shattered in exactly 90 minutes. A 5-1 total humiliation by the Netherlands. It was a historic implosion. And then Germany. They conquered the world in 2014 with mechanical precision. Entering 2018 as heavy favorites, they had it all: youth, experience, tactical supremacy. Yet, they finished at the absolute bottom of their group. It was a shock elimination that sent waves across the globe. 4 consecutive European champions. The pattern was now absolutely impossible to ignore. Which brings us to part 3, the autopsy. Why do these champions keep falling? The autopsy really begins with tactical stagnation. Think about it. When you win the World Cup, your system is dissected by every single nation on Earth for 4 solid years. If your winning formula becomes rigid, you become a stationary target. Hungry opponents adapt, they evolve their strategies, and suddenly you're left behind, completely exposed. But stagnation doesn't act alone. Combine it with an aging squad that's maybe lost half a step. Add a subconscious dip in motivation, because let's face it, they've already conquered the mountain. Then apply the absolutely crushing psychological pressure of defending the crown. It creates this perfect, inescapable storm for a collapse. It basically turns into a relentless, tragic psychological meat grinder. The initial glory and celebration breed these immense, incredibly heavy expectations. And those expectations, they trigger a fear of changing what worked, leading straight into psychological and tactical stagnation. Ultimately, the champions are just crushed under their own weight. It practically guarantees the inevitable collapse. Moving on to part 4, the price of glory. You know, maybe we're looking at this all wrong. Maybe it's not a curse at all. Maybe it's simply the price of reaching the top of world football. The sheer physical and emotional toll required to become a world champion is staggering. It leaves a squad completely and utterly depleted for the next cycle. Defending a World Cup title remains one of the most brutal, unforgiving achievements in all of sports. Honestly, repeating as world champions is an almost impossible athletic feat. The massive target on your back, the sheer exhaustion, the microscopic tactical analysis, it all stacks the deck massively against whoever wears the crown. Which leaves us with one haunting question as we look toward the next tournament. Will the upcoming champions finally break the cycle, or are they already doomed to repeat history? The tactical lessons are clear, for sure, but overcoming human nature is a monumental task. The crown is extremely heavy. We'll soon see who, if anyone, can survive wearing it twice.